Wrist-free Vinyasa, beginning in Tadasana, the top of your mat, mountain pose. Taking an inhale to sweep the hands up overhead, let the palms gently meet. Exhale, draw your hands to heart center, base of the thumbs resting against the sternum, tiny bit of space at the center of the palm. Softening the gaze or closing the eyes. A few deep breaths, samastitihi, equal standing posture. Full inhale, slow exhale. Take another deep inhale, full exhale. Float the eyes open, inhale, sweep the hands up overhead. Again, send the hips back and down, this time with your exhale, finding a chair pose. Draw the hands together, pull them through heart center, bring the hands to the thighs. Take a little more of a bend into the knees. Big inhale in your chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, slide the hands toward the kneecaps, around the spine, bring the gaze towards your toes. Inhale, open the heart, slide the hands toward the hip crease, open the throat, let the crown of the head reach back. Exhale, round. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, round. Inhale, open the heart. Once more. Landing in chair. Inhale, sweep the hands up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Sink a little more deeply. Deep inhale. Exhale, sink a little more deeply. Inhale, separate the palms, lift the tailbone, straighten the knees. Open yourself up to half forward fold with airplane arms. Big inhale. Exhale, soften over forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep up through upward hands pose. Exhale, chair. Draw the hands to heart center, pause, big inhale. Exhale, sink a little more deeply. Big inhale. Exhale, sink a little more deeply. Big inhale, lift the tailbone, lengthen the knees, float the hands beside the hips. One more deep inhale. Exhale, soften over, fold. Inhale, circle sweep up through upward hands pose. Exhale, find your chair. This time option to keep the fingertips extended if you like, or draw the hands to heart center. Bringing your weight over to your left leg. Lift your right heel, slide that right foot about halfway back your mat, connect the heel, point the right toes toward the front right corner of your mat, warrior one. Gently draw the right side of your pelvis forward, left thigh back. Draw tailbone down toward the earth, knit low ribs in, biceps frame the ears, long neutral spine. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, press into the left foot, straighten the knee, float the hands down alongside the hips. As you inhale, warrior one. As you exhale, press into the left foot, straighten the knee, hands float down alongside the hips. Inhale, lift, warrior one. Exhale, press to lower the hands. Inhale, lift, warrior one, pause. Take a big lean forward, lift the right heel, lean your body weight forward, deeply bend your left knee, lift your right foot, bring it forward to meet the left, plant it, chair pose. Big inhale. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Sink a little more deeply. Sink a little more deeply. Lift the tailbone, lengthen the knees. Float hands up to airplane arms. Half forward fold. Soften your way down, full fold. Inhale, sweep up through upward hands. Exhale, find your chair. Fingertips extended if you like, or hands to heart center. Bring your weight to the right. Lift the left heel. Slide, scoot, or lift, float about halfway back the mat. Heel touches down, toes point toward front left corner of mat. Check in. Could you square the hips? Find neutral pelvis. Find the ribs stacked directly over the hips. Reaching through the fingertips. Big inhale. Exhale, press into the front foot, straighten the knee. Hands float down alongside the hips. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, press. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, press. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, press, land in your warrior one and pause. Big lean forward, lift that left heel, slide, scoot, or lift and float it forward, chair pose. Reaching through those fingertips, exhale, bring the hands through heart center, soften everything over, forward fold. Take a moment, pause in this forward fold, lift the heels, sway the hips, shimmy the spine, move head, move arms, and find stillness. Circle sweep your way up, upward hands pose. Soften everything down, draw the hands to heart center this time, chair pose. Soften a little deeper. Open yourself up to half forward fold. Lengthen the back of the legs, lengthen the sits bones. Draw the hands palm face down alongside the hips. Big. Exhale, soften to fold. Inhale, sweep up through upward hands. Exhale, find your chair. One more breath. Half forward fold, open the sits bones, hands float alongside the hips, crown of the head lengthening in opposition to the tailbone. Deep inhale, exhale, soften the knees, soften the spine. We're gonna bring the hands down to the mat, but we're gonna land in tent hands or cupcake hands. So you've got a cupcake under the center of your palm, you're not gonna smash the frosting, fingertips come down to the earth. Ground through the left foot, lift the right heel. Slide that leg all the way back the mat, toes, ball of the foot touch down. We're gonna lower the right knee, untuck the toe. Left knee landed directly over the ankle. Lifting the hands up overhead here, squaring the hips. Drawing the tailbone down gently to find that neutral spine, ribs stacked directly over the ribs. We're gonna float the hands down alongside the hips again. This time as we do, we're pressing into the left foot, straightening the knee, hinging from the hips, starting to fold forward. Maybe the toes lift a little up toward your left shin. Making your way forward again, knee comes back in line with the ankle, lift the hands. Rock the hips back, straighten the left knee, crown of the head reaching long, maybe foot stays flat, maybe toes lift. One more time, lifting forward through that low lunge or grounded lunge, Anjaneyasana, sweeping your way back through something that looks a little bit like a half monkey or half split. This time we come forward to Anjaneyasana, pause. Big inhale, exhale, bring your hands down to frame that left foot. Cupcake hands or tent hands. And tuck the right toe, lift the knee, bring your left tented hand inside your left foot. Start to walk your hands toward the center of your mat as you ground your right heel, point your right toes toward the long edge of your mat. Left toes pivot toward the long edge of your mat. Wide forward fold. Inhale, sweep the hands up onto the low back. Exhale, release fully into your fold. Inhale, draw the hands away from the crown of the head. Exhale, release fully into your fold. One more time, inhale, lengthen those arms away from crown. Exhale, soften, unwind the hands, bring the fingertips around to the earth. Walk your hands over toward your right foot. Shift your whole self to face the right edge of your mat, pivoting right toes to face the short edge, left toes to face the short edge. Lower the left knee, untuck the toe. Make your way up. Make those little checks for yourself, and then finding a rhythm. Deep inhale to lengthen. Exhale, looks a little bit like a half forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, looks a little bit like a half split. Softening over, hands sweep alongside the hips. Inhaling back to grounded lunge. Exhaling, folding forward. You decide if it feels better to have that left sole of the foot flat or for it to lift up a little bit. Landing in your grounded lunge. Bring those tented hands back down to frame the right foot. Tuck the left toe, lift the knee, slide your left foot to the back of your mat to meet the right. From here, send the hips directly back, open the heart, lift the hands, chair. From your chair, lift the tailbone, straighten the knees, float the hands down alongside the hips, half fold. Soften down to a full forward fold. Circle, sweep your way up through upward hands pose. Find your chair. Again, always an option to pause for a moment with those fingertips extended. If it feels better, bring them right to heart center. Taking a couple breaths, really letting those hips sink back and down. Find your half forward fold. Softening your way down, planting the fingertips, tented hands, ground through the left foot. Lift your right heel, slide that leg all the way back your mat, lower the knee, find your Anjaneyasana. This time keeping the legs as they are. Big inhale, lengthen through the fingertips. Exhale, open the heart, draw the elbows back and down, cactus arms. Inhale, lift, neutral spine. Exhale, open. Landing back in your grounded lunge. Bringing your tented fingers down to frame your left foot. Bring that left hand inside the foot, tuck the right toe, lift the knee. Start to walk your hands toward the center of your mat. All toes rotate to face the long edge. Sweep the hands up onto the low back. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, surrender to your fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, surrender to your fold. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Unwind the fingers. Bring them back around in front of the gaze. Walk your hands over toward the front of your mat, rotating the toes. Really bring your body weight forward. Deeply bend your right knee. Slide your left foot all the way forward to meet the right. Full forward fold. Again, take a moment here. Just move, wiggle in any way that feels interesting. And then finding stillness, circle, sweep your way up through your upward hands pose. This time find your way back to Tadasana or Samastitihi. Hands resting to heart center, hands resting alongside the hips. Your choice, soften the gaze. Tune into the rhythm of your breath. Finding one more full breath here. And then from wherever your hands landed, waiting for your next inhale, inhale them out wide and up overhead. Take a little back bend as you pause for a full breath in your upward hands pose. Exhale, dive over to full forward fold. Inhale up to a half forward fold. This time coming from half fold right into your chair. Sending the tailbone back and down, opening the heart, biceps come up to frame the ears. Decide if you would like to flow with fingertips extended or drawing hands to heart center as we make our way to a high lunge or crescent pose. Weight comes over to the left leg, lift that right heel, slide or scoot or lift and float that leg all the way back the mat, touching down the toe and the ball of the foot, left knee directly over left ankle. Make those same little checks for the pelvis here, finding neutral, finding square, finding length. If you float with hands to heart center, maybe experiment with bringing those hands overhead, just like we did in Warrior One, finding a flow. This time our back heel is going to lift and lower with us. Press into the front foot, straight to the knee. Bend into that front knee, hands lift. Flowing once more, landing back in your high lunge, and then imagine creating a bit of a crescent shape in your high lunge. So we add in a little bit of a back bend, we open the throat, let the crown of the head drop back. Lift yourself back to neutral spine, open hips and heart up to the right side of your mat. Open the hips, rotate the right toes out to face the long edge of your mat. Float the arms down so they're parallel to the earth, gently reaching fingertips forward and backward. Find your Warrior Two, trying to be nice and grounded in the lower body, neutral in the pelvis, crown of the head right over the center of the hips. Press into the front foot, straighten the knee, float the hands palm face up, fingertips meet overhead. Bend back into that front knee, hands float down. Press into the front knee, hands lift. Flowing once more, finding your Virabhadrasana 2. Taking a little reach forward with your left hand. We're going to float that left elbow down onto the left knee. We're going to bring right arm all the way up overhead. So we have one line of expansion all the way through the back leg, side body, and top arm. Option to pause here with elbow light on the thigh or to press that forearm inside the left lower leg. Take one more breath. With an inhale, keeping the deep bend in the left knee, lift yourself back up through warrior two. Bring the right hand to the right thigh. Turn the left hand palm face up. Take a little reach forward. Watch that arm scoop overhead as you slide right hand down the thigh. Lift yourself back through warrior two. And coming forward again, extended side angle. Lifting back, warrior two. Exalted warrior, reverse warrior. One more time through each. Warrior two, extended side angle, warrior two, reverse warrior, warrior two. Bring those tented hands down to frame your left foot. Lift the right heel. Bring your left fingertips inside your left foot. Walk your hands toward the center of your mat. All toes rotate to face the long edge of your mat. Walk your hands towards your right foot. Deeply bend your right knee. Left foot stays connected. Walk your hands through center and to the left. Deeply bend the left knee. Outside edge of the right foot stays connected. Lift through center. Sink, side lunge. Lift through center. Sink, side lunge. Finishing one or two more. Landing in the center. Walking those hands over toward the right edge of your mat. Right toes rotate to face the short edge of your mat. Cartwheel the hands up. Deeply bend the right knee. Warrior two. Second side. Turn the hands. Palm face up. Straighten the front knee. Fingertips lift. Gazing up through the fingers. And softening your way back down. Flowing once more. Find your warrior two. Extended side angle. This first time through, we'll pause for a breath. Elbow gently resting on the knee. Forearm resting on the inside of lower leg. Sweeping that back arm up overhead. Again, imagining one line of expansion. Left fingertips through left heel. Inhale, lift your way back up, warrior two. Try to keep that deep bend in the right knee. Back hand to the thigh, front hand palm face up. Little reach forward. Watch that arm scoop overhead. Back hand slides down the thigh, reverse warrior. Pause. Lift through your warrior two. Two more cycles through each. No pause this time. Move with the rhythm of your own breath. After that last one, making your way back to Virabhadrasana 2, warrior two. Getting ready to transition from warrior two to crescent pose. So we're actually going to heel toe this left foot in a little closer to our right leg. We're going to sweep our back hand across our thigh. As we do, we're going to pivot onto the ball of that foot, squaring our hips back to face the back of our mat and bringing the arms overhead. And then imagining that same movement that we did in warrior one, but with the heel lifting and lowering as we move. Front knee bends, hands lift. Front knee straightens, hands lower. Flowing once more, landing back in your high lunge, adding that little bit of a crescent shape, back bend, gaze is high. Taking a big inhale, exhale, bringing the hands all the way down to frame the front foot. Find those tented fingers. Bring your whole body weight forward. Deeply bend that right knee. Slide your left foot forward to meet your right. Full forward fold. Open the heart. Elongate the spine. Find a half forward fold. Send your hips back. Open the heart directly into your chair pose. Flowing with fingertips extended or bringing the hands to heart center for a moment. Weight comes to the left foot. Lift that right heel. Slide, scoot, or lift and float. Leg all the way back the mat. If you float with hands to heart center, go ahead and send the hands overhead. Bringing the elbows back, cactus arms, open the heart. Lift back to neutral, reach through the fingertips. Open the heart, reach through the fingertips. One more time. Inhaling, lift through the fingertips. Exhale, bring tented fingers down to frame the left foot. Left fingertips come inside. Walk your hands toward the center of your mat. Square all toes to the long edge of your mat. Walk your hands over toward the left foot. Left knee deeply bends, right foot stays flat. Inhale, center. Exhale, side lunge. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. And finding one or two more, finding that sense of balance. Landing in center. Walking hands over toward the right side of your mat. Rotate those right toes to face the short edge of your mat. We're going to go ahead and rotate our left foot all the way in and come back to a high lunge crescent pose. Bending that right knee so the knee is over the ankle, sweeping the hands up overhead. We're going to take a big lean forward, deeply bend the right knee, slide, scoot, or lift and float that left foot forward, planting it next to the right, chair pose. Big inhale. Exhale, soften over, forward fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, lower the hips, bend the knees, lift the arms, chair. Long through the spine, long through the fingertips. Big inhale. Exhale, bring the palms together, start to draw them to heart center, sink a little more deeply. Inhale, open everything up through upward hands pose, take a baby back bend. Exhale, make your way down. Inhale, open, upward hands. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. Land in your chair. This time, pause. Again, we're going to bring our weight over to our left foot. Lift our right heel. Slide, scoot, or lift and float that right leg all the way back. Find high lunge, crescent pose. If you float with hands to heart center, go ahead and bring them overhead. And then we're going to hinge from the hips, lean forward, fingertips and crown of head reaching toward corner of wall and ceiling. Bring your whole body weight forward again. Find tippy toes on your right foot. Deeply bend your left knee. We're going to launch off of the left leg. Bring the right leg all the way around in front of the body, thigh parallel to the earth. And then press the heel away from you, straighten the knee, draw your elbows down alongside low ribs, palms facing the ceiling. Bend through the right knee, reach the fingertips overhead, hinging from the hip, take a little lean forward. Launch yourself all the way back, high lunge, crescent pose. Deep lean forward, launch, reach. You could slide the foot past the left, or if it feels interesting, you could lift and float it all the way through. Straighten the knee, press through the heel, draw those elbows in alongside low ribs. Reaching through the arms, bend the knee, hinging from the hips. Crescent pose. Big lean forward, coming around, something that looks a little bit like standing crane. You might hear these called fire lunges. And we'll do one more this side. Finding your way back to your crescent. And then using a similar movement to find your way back to your chair, Utkatasana. Big lean forward, deeply bend the left knee, tippy toes on the right. Slide, scoot, or lift and float it forward. Deep inhale, exhale, bringing the hands through heart center, softening all the way over. Forward fold. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, chair. If you like, hands stay extended. We're taking a moment to bring the hands a little lower as you ground through the right leg, lift the left heel, slide, scoot, or lift and float. High lunge. Taking a moment to check in, find your foundation. Big lean forward, deeply bend the right tippy toe on the left. Lift it all the way through, straighten the knee, heel reaches, elbows draw alongside low ribs, bend the knee, reach the hand, hinge, launch your way back, crescent pose. finishing the one that you are on. Next time you land back in your crescent pose, use that similar movement to come back to your chair. Big inhale. Exhale, drawing the hands through heart center, softening over, full forward fold. Inhale, half fold. Exhale, chair. Inhale, expand everything up to a back bend, upward hands pose. Straight knees, open heart, gazing up through the fingers, crown of the head draws back. Take another full inhale. Exhale, dive over, full forward fold, deeply bending both knees. Take your tented fingertips of your left hand, plant them just in front of the gaze. If you have a block, you can use a block. Deeply bending the left knee, twist your heart to the right. Take your right hand and open it up toward the ceiling, gazing past the fingers. As you exhale, sweep that hand down, moving through neutral, knees meet. Planting that tented right hand, deeply bend the right knee, opening left, sweep the hands. Exhale through neutral, forward fold. Inhale, twist. Taking one or two more. Finishing on that left side. Making your way all the way down, taking those tented fingers, planting both hands, grounding through your left foot. Slide that right foot all the way back the mat, lower the knee and untuck the toe. Step hands up to the front knee. Slide your foot back, and bring that knee down to meet the right. So now we are in kneeling. We're gonna bring the hands around to the base of the spine, the low back tops of the glutes. We're gonna tuck the toes, press the hips forward, find a big inhale here. And then lifting back to neutral, slide the hands around to heart center. Interlace your fingers at heart center. Flip the palms to reach away from you. Round through the spine, gazes down as you exhale. Inhale, lift those pressed palms up toward the ceiling, long spine. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, lift center. Exhale, side bend right. Inhale, lift center. Exhale, part those fingertips, sweep them around to the thighs. Untuck the toes. Start to slide the hands over toward the mat. Finding those tented fingers, walking the hands out toward the top of your mat, letting the hips draw back toward the heels, coming down onto your forearms for a version of extended child's pose. If it works for you, you can bring hips all the way back to the heels. Taking a moment to check in with your body. Check in with your breath, flowing into another part of your practice from here or flowing into the rest of your day.